Hey, how's it going? I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the 4th episode of Youjo Senki. If you want to check out our reaction to the 4th episode of the Saga of Tanya the Evil, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching. So, on this episode of Youjo Senki, we fast forward 6 months, and Tanya is reaching the end of her time at the military academy.
God damn, that's a short time.
Well, I imagine it's not like a 4-year university or
Yeah.
anything. It's probably just like
A quick course.
Yeah, it's probably more like a officer's candidacy school type thing. Even though she already actually went through an officer school. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just like upper officer training or something like that.
But some sort of training course that doesn't...
Well, yeah, I mean, they obviously are focusing on tactics and things like that. So, it's probably training to prepare junior officers in order to start commanding larger units.
And one of the things that they definitely highlighted was the legal ramifications of a person stepping out of line.
Laws of war.
Yeah.
Sword.
And I imagine that's going to come up at a later point. Because otherwise they wouldn't necessarily need to have gone into that.
Another interesting fact, Tanya is the only person in school who decides to walk to school with her rifle.
Yep. Yeah, she pins her badge to her abdomen every day. That's a really weird placement for her award there.
I'm trying to think of any sort of example, but all I can think of is like some of the cordons and sashes worn by royalty. And they kind of have awards down there, but normally they'd have a sash kind of going across the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, typically what you see on military uniforms is you have 2 pockets on the chest.
Right.
And then the awards would go no lower than... Yeah. I mean, there's basically like... for the U.S. military, I don't exactly know what like Germany's uniforms look like exactly, but for the U.S. military, there's like medals that you can put on your pocket, or there's different unit citations that go kind of in the middle of the pocket, but nothing really below that. So
yeah.
It's just a really weird placement.
It's really interesting when you see a higher up with like medals.
Yeah, you got ribbons from like the top of the pocket going up or almost around the shoulder.
Like I actually saw one officer who had medals going up this shoulder and around this pocket, and then one single medal over here.
Because they ran out of room.
And then I've seen a captain that's just medals. Really interesting stuff.
I didn't know that you were allowed to do that in the Navy. In the Army, it's you're only allowed to have it on this side. If you run out of room, then the lowest ranking medals you leave off. So basically, they rank medals from most important to least important. The least important,
based on order there.
Or I should say ribbons, not medals. But the least important ones, then you leave off if you run out of room.
I think that might have been a foreign officer. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
I have seen that though.
Regardless, it's a weird place for a citation.
All the way down here on the gut.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, she takes her rifle with her to school every day, and she cleans it in between classes, which prompts a captain, whose name I can't remember, and I don't think is really important.
It's gonna be a big issue.
It prompts an older captain to ask, why do you bring your rifle every day? Why are you so obsessed with cleaning it? And of course, Tanya gives the perfect textbook frontline soldier answer of basically, I don't feel comfortable without it.
Yep.
When in reality, in her mind, she's going, I have no idea when I'm going to be able to shoot being X, but I'm going to be fucking ready.
I thought it was like, just legit you know, just that worldview you get from, you know, from being in the shit.
Yeah.
Servicemen would say. But then she comes out with that punchline. It's just like, oh, right. This anime.
Oh, yeah, then it's Tanya.
It's Tanya.
Apparently that was at a different spot in the light novel, according to TranZenTion, who found out that we were doing the discussion on Twitter.
Yeah.
As of this moment.
But yeah, then we see a scene where she's in the library and she meets one of the generals. I know that we have his name on the character list, but I don't have it pulled up right now.
Yeah.
But she meets one of the generals from the strategic command, basically.
Who also has another millennial hipster hairdo, I must add.
Because short people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The way that they're introduced is she's trying to reach a book that's on a shelf just out of her reach, and he comes along and just grabs it.
Oh, volume 5 of Drifters.
Well, it happened to be a novel about Hannibal.
Hannibal, Tactics of the Battle of Cannae.
Yeah.
No.
It was Zator. Hans von Zator.
Yep.
He of the ridiculous hair. Persuasion.
Anyway, after their meeting in the library, Zator, you know, asks Tanya to join up with him and have a conversation, in which she is ecstatic.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, it's like, oh, a general from high command. I am so in now.
She's definitely viewing her like social situation from the view of a businessman.
Oh yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
So she sees this as a networking opportunity with a higher up, not a candid conversation with a general who can decide your fate like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keeps that in mind.
Yeah, so basically, he takes her to a private office where he asks her what she thinks about the war and how the war is going and what she thinks of the future of the war.
And she basically says, shippy whack, yo. It's going to be a world war.
Well,
It actually starts off with her dancing around the idea of answering because she doesn't really want to answer.
Right.
Obviously, answering might get you in trouble.
well, I mean, she does that kind of Japanese thing where it's where you're supposed to refuse a few times out of politeness, just to give the person the option to withdraw.
Yeah.
Or to not appear as so arrogant as to put forward your opinion.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
soon.
It's definitely a very Japanese thing, but yeah, basically, I think the big thing to take away from that is the fact that in this world that she's in, which is very, very similar to our own, there hasn't been a world war yet.
Right.
So, I mean, imagine going back to, like, say, 1913, and you're telling people, oh, there's gonna be a world war. It's gonna
involve every major military power.
Yeah, pretty much. It's gonna involve every major military power on, what was it, like 3 continents or something like that. Yeah, 3 continents. And it's going to cost millions upon millions upon millions of lives. And if you went back then and told somebody that, then they'd think that you're insane.
Yeah.
They would find it absolutely absurd. But it happened.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the position that she's in, where obviously, our businessman here has the knowledge that yes, this happened twice.
And with that knowledge is able to logically explain how.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's a good thing that obviously this guy paid attention in history class.
Basically what she says is the Empire has no problem on a 1-to-1 fight with everybody, with anybody.
Yeah, we also learned that even though this is supposed to be, 1924, 1925 at this point, it's still just a war between not Germany and not France. Not UK still hasn't been drug into it, and not Russia also still hasn't been drug into it.
But she definitely brings up to Zator that France could easily, reach out and start asking for help from the UK and asking for help from the Russians.
Well, not only that, but when they do start pushing the forces of not France back, does the people in not Germany really think that all the other nations in Europe are going to just sit by and take that?
Yeah, at the very least, they're observing the conflict, and if they expand, well,
if they feel that not Germany is taking too much territory and they're going to end up being way too powerful, then of course they're going to step in and try to help not France. So. Yeah, basically, she's able to explain it and able to explain herself. The next part is when she grabs a shovel and starts digging.
Deep.
Well, yeah. At first she just says, yeah, we should just hold on to rations.
Oh yeah.
And kind of just wait it out and alleviate as much damage as possible.
She basically alludes to the fact that they should enter a more protective, defensive type mindset, which of course is she realizes after she says it that obviously that seems like being really, really weak.
Yeah.
And that's not the doctrine of the day here.
Yeah, and basically the people of not Germany are supposed to be aggressive.
And this is really a turning point for her because Zator, retorts with that and says, "So you don't try to plan on winning?
Yeah, you don't want to win in the outset." And so she starts backpedaling and it's like, "Oh no. I believe that if we do this, then eventually the Empire will win."
We slow down the pace,
in the long run. Yeah, we would still win in the long run. And that's when she backpedals and starts digging herself into a hole.
Yeah, she starts sweating bad and makes mistakes.
Yeah. The shit face is strong with her in this episode.
Yeah, because he asks her to what kind of tactics she would use, and she comes up with using a rapid attacking force.
Basically a mage commando unit.
It's almost like
almost like modern special forces.
No, I'm thinking more like trying to do like a mage blitzkrieg type thing, using them much the way that Germany used tanks during the Blitz. To just, move in quick, destroy a bunch of shit.
Or I guess since they fly more like the Luftwaffe.
Yeah, kinda. I would equate it more towards the tanks. Mobile cavalry, really. But, mechanized cavalry, really. But yeah, basically she comes up with this idea to use quick strike tactics using the mages, but because it would be better for them to enter a defensive mode instead of doing this throughout the entire army.
Right,
just creating a small elite battalion of mages that all that they do is go out.
Yeah,
go out and
go out, wreck shit, and then the main force is coming after.
Yeah, once all the enemies are completely decimated in the area, then the infantry can start moving in.
Yeah, that's where I kind of got the comparison to more of a say a World War II commando unit, maybe modern special ops, as we know it.
We might even see some modern tactics because the businessman is a modern guy,
and now she's in charge,
and trained in the art of war.
Yeah. But
that'll make some interesting battle footage there.
Yeah. So yeah, basically she comes up with this plan, and the general says, "Okay, write up a proposal." And she's like, "Okay, made it through that. No problem."
I still can't believe that she didn't see it coming at that point.
Right.
I mean, she even had
Like-
the Usher face and everything.
Like, it'd be like, you want a written proposal on something that
That
I
would-
was talking candidly about?
okay.
This isn't a good sign.
It's not suspicious
But,
at
so
all.
she writes it up.
Of course, she's ordered too, yeah.
And then in the meantime, we get a scene with her at a coffee shop.
We also get what is his name? Rirugan?
Well, it's kind of spaced throughout, seated throughout the same time frame.
Yeah.
Basically, she writes up a report. Everybody in high command gets it, including Rirugan, the guy who really doesn't like her because of what happened when she was at officer school.
And he's basically told to read this report while on a train heading.
And they leave her name off of it.
Yeah.
So they make it an anonymous report. And so he reads it, and he looks at it, and he's like, I want to disagree with this report because it's about, the conflict becoming a world war.
But it makes too much sense.
But it makes too much sense. And then he's like sitting there thinking about
This
it. He's
logic.
like, wait a minute, this logic, I know this.
I recognize it.
Where do I recognize this from? I imagine it's like when you hear a song and you're not sure who does the song,
Right.
but it's right on the tip of your tongue.
You just something's not something's not connecting in the brain. What if it finally does? Oh.
Later in the episode.
Later.
So we see a scene with Tanya in a coffee shop, and that captain that had come up to her in class asking about the rifle comes up to her in the coffee shop. They sit down, have some coffee, and he basically is telling her that she should get out of the army because she's so young. Don't throw your life away, kid, and all that.
Yeah.
And he reveals that he just had a daughter. And so Tanya does the most Tanya fucking thing and just turns on the puppy dog eyes.
And turns the conversation around.
And basically tells him that he should be seeking positions not on the front lines.
But yeah, those puppy dog eyes though.
Right?
Nailed it.
Oh my god.
I'm sure that she's practiced that in the mirror a few times.
I'm pretty sure too.
But yeah, that was a very, very amusing scene.
Well, it was made amusing when the ulterior motive was revealed. That's what really did it for me.
Yeah, basically, she's like, okay, no, he's out of...
he's out of the promotion track, and he's out
of
of my way, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You should use manipulation where people are mentally defenseless. Yeah. Shit-eating grin.
Yeah. So then, after that, we also learned that the proposal has basically gone through at High Command. And...
How the general decides to break it to her. Invites her for dinner.
Yeah, so they invite her to a special dinner at High Command, which is hilarious because they're seated at that big long table, and it's just 3 people there, which always makes for a hilarious scene for me.
Awkward.
Yeah, the weirdly huge table with only 1 or 2 people there.
And then, to make it even funnier, they had to get Tanya a booster seat. It's so sad.
That's just
but
sad.
It's so adorable at the same time.
And basically, she's having dinner with
Zetor.
Yeah, with Zetor.
Zetor
And a colonel.
From Rudolph?
No, it's
No. There.
he's not on the list.
Yeah. Colonel.
This is a
Jabroni.
very short character list. By
Oh
the way.
wow, that's it.
Yeah,
Colonel Jabroni.
but yeah, she's having dinner with General Zetor and a colonel from High Command, and basically they're talking about her next assignment, and they hand her this stack that's basically all these freaking easy
Cush
jobs. And then the colonel gets up and leaves, and the general goes, "Oh yeah, I got one more for you, directly from High Command."
Heh.
And she realizes, oh, all those other jobs were just a sham. I really can't turn this down.
Nope.
Okay.
Can't.
And then reads literally her own proposal. Oh shit. Just that oh shit face.
That's gonna stick with me for a while.
And then it's like, It's like, I'm only a first lieutenant. I can't command a battalion.
It's okay. We're gonna give you.
We're gonna promote you to captain, and then we'll give you the position of organizer.
Then after you organize your team, you'll be promoted to major and shipped out. A 2-rank promotion.
You fucked up.
You fucked up. A 2-rank promotion before the 2-rank promotion.
Oh my god, that was just priceless. And then we get the scene where Rurugan realizes what's going on because he's at a strategy meeting at the front lines, and he hears that this proposal's gone through, and then he's like, wait a minute. And he goes and grabs the report, and he's like, son of a bitch. I now remember who this was.
Shit. So we get 2 aw shit faces.
Yep.
Very nice.
And
2 aw shit.
we also learn that Tanya's going to be on a short leash because Zator has heard about some of her less than stellar exploits.
She has a reputation. Obviously.
She has a reputation, mostly from Rurugan, I imagine, but
yeah, Zator definitely made her. First off, she's going to have very little commanding officers, and second off, she's going to have almost nobody ahead of her, except for HQ.
Yeah, basically, it kind of falls back on what we learned about military law earlier in the episode, because she is going to be the commanding officer of that unit, and the next person above her is going to be in high command. So that means that anything that they do is on her.
It's her ass.
So, yikes! So then we see newly adorned Captain, whatever the fuck her last name is. Diggerschaft. We see Captain Diggerschaft sitting in an office, and she's got stacks and stacks of applications for the position.
Applications and dossiers and all that.
She's
despite her best efforts to put forth a very awful ad.
Yeah, she literally said, high danger, low pay. And she gets stacks and stacks and stacks of applications for the positions.
She's like, wow, aren't mages supposed to be the elite? She's wondering.
They should go for better positions than this.
Yeah, she's surprised with that many mages, it seems.
But she is given the task to find 48 members to fill up her battalion.
Well, basically, she's given the position of organizer, which means that she's given time to organize her crack team, but she's like, oh, this is great. I'll just tell them that I have a lack of help, so that it'll take so much time to go through all these applications.
And then she comes in.
Who's that? Oh yeah, Victoria.
What are you doing here?
Here to be her adjutant, probably.
The very competent adjutant.
I'm here to help you go through the sorting process. That actually wasn't said. But I know that in Tanya's head, two things happened. One, I don't remember sending you here. 2, you are most likely here to help me with this, which is something that I don't want you to do.
You're here to make this process faster, aren't you?
Fuck!
Damn you, Zator!
Oh yeah, then we get a little stinger with Zator, and it's literally just him
smoking a cigar.
Well, first we see him clipping the ends, lighting it, doing all the stuff you're supposed to do with a cigar. This is some good shit. Basically.
What the hell?
Well, see, that's exactly what Being X is doing, sitting there laughing at Tanya. This is some good shit.
If he's laughing that much, he definitely got that special tobacco from...
the wacky tobacco?
Yeah, probably from Totally Not Holland.
But, yeah, this was another really great episode.
Oh, yeah, fantastic episode. hilarious. Fantasylian posted on Twitter, she definitely failed to keep this a slice of life anime.
Genre blindness.
Genre blindness.
Genre blindness.
That's what makes it so funny, though.
Right?
I mean, you get those two great elements. You get the shit-eating grin, and then the aw-shit face when she realizes her plan backfired again.
Because of her open mouth.
Beautiful formula. Because of her open mouth and her own success.
Right? Fantasylian also brought to the attention that they have changed some things. A conversation at the beginning was supposed to happen in basic boot camp.
Okay.
Or officer school, I believe, right?
But earlier in the story.
Yeah. According to Fantasylian, he said boot camp.
Really?
Yep.
I thought he said officer school.
It was during in the light novel. It was during boot camp.
Okay.
Also, they missed a really funny moment with the meeting with the captain, in which Tanya tells the captain that he has common sense. You should resign. That would have been hilarious, but I can understand. And
probably more for time's sake.
Yep. Apparently, they also. This might show up later. Fantasylian doesn't agree with me as we're having a conversation here, but apparently there is also a scene where Tanya was seen at church praying, and everybody else thinks that she's just being a good soldier, and in reality she's going to church and cursing God.
The song, dang it. There's a song from the Book of Mormon, Hasadiga Ibawai is what it's called, but it literally means F you God. Yeah, that scene reminds me a lot of that song.
Yeah, I think that might show up later.
I hope that shows up later. That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny. Yeah.
But it's something that Fantasylian decided that he wanted to put his 2 cents into our discussion. I'm never putting out on Twitter that we're having a discussion again.
No, we'll just put it on YouTube.
Anyway.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, Otaku Saga legit on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
The conversation doesn't end here, y'all.
No.
Drop us a line.
Mostly if you want to talk directly to Zero, because he's on Twitter like all the time.
He's on
It's
Twitter.
your fault. Both of you. I never had a Twitter. Ever had a Twitter until this time.
Well, I never did either. So.
Near did.
Now we're on Twitter. Yay!
Actually,
So
we've been
if you're
on
tired
that,
of bitching at us in the comments, bitch at us on Twitter. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
So let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't.
But that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo. See you next time.
And go ahead and click on my face to go to our most recent Otaku Saga Talks.
Click on my face to go to Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And click on the waifu to subscribe to Otaku Saga. And check out our new and improved Patreon page.